Trust you enjoyed all the drama of Warrington and Leeds at Headingley. For the remainder of the programme, we're concentrating now on the Catalan Dragons against Celtic Crusaders. For the Crusaders, it's all about consolidation till the end of the season, but for the Dragons, a second playoff appearance is still very much on the cards. Perpignan is our venue. Commentary from Sean McRae and Ben Pro.
Catalan Dragons line up with Clint Greenshields at fullback. And it's Dimitri Pello, Jean-Philippe Bale, Jason Croker and Steve Bell. Halfbacks, Greg Bird alongside Thomas Bosk, Bird the captain. Front row, Jerome Guisset, Casey Maguire the hooker and Jason Riles. Second row, Cyril Gossard, Dane Carlaw and Jamal Fakir at loose forward. And on the bench, Kane Bentley, Sebastian Martins, Gregory Muniz and Remy Casti. The Celtic Crusaders then, making their first trip to Perpignan, have Mark Lennon at fullback. And it's Luke Dyer, Marshall Chalk, Steve Tyrer and Anthony Blackwood. Halfbacks, Lloyd White alongside Matty Smith. Front row of Ryan O'Hara, Lincoln Withers and Mark Bryant. Second row is Jordan James and Jason Chan, who returns from injury. And Peter Lupton is the loose forward. On the bench, Ben Flower, David Tangata-Toa, Neil Budworth and Geraint Davis. Richard Silverwood gets tonight's match underway. It's a huge one for Catalan Dragons. A must-win really against Celtic Crusaders. Kevin Walters' side currently 4 points adrift of the top 8 spot, but have a game in hand on most of their playoff rivals against Sean McRae's Salford on Friday night. And it's Celtic Crusaders with the first possession. That was Peter Lupton. Worked to Matty Smith. Good tackle coming in from Gossard. And Gossard again follows up with a hit there on Ryan O'Hara. Smith's kick ricochets. And so it's a chance for an early word from Sean McRae. Sean, an early chance to assess Celtic Crusaders ahead of next Friday's match.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that's important against a side like the Catalan Dragons is you must get away to a good start. And that's not what we saw in that first set of 6. Matty Smith kicking into one of his players, which forces what we call an accidental offside. So it's a turnover rather than a penalty. But straight away, Catalan Dragons are able to get field position and go on the attack. And that's something that Celtic can't afford to let happen too often.
This is Casey Maguire then. Great position this for Catalan Dragons in the first minute and a half of this match. Central run, this time coming in from Jason Croker, but he's lost the ball. Great work from Mark Bryant to react and retain possession for his side, seize back the initiative, and Celtic Crusaders see off that threat as Withers moves to the right-hand side. Marshall Chalk over that 20-metre line. And now a penalty goes Celtic Crusaders' way. And from a situation that looked extremely ominous as far as Catalan Dragons are concerned, it's the Crusaders who come up with possession.
Well, that's what you want when you turn a ball over cheaply and in poor field position. You're really hoping that you can go hunting for the football and get the opposition to make a mistake. And the Celtic Crusaders were able to do that with the Catalan Dragons. I think it was Jamal Fakir who dropped the ball, had it stolen one-on-one tackle. And of course, when you then get a penalty, that just alleviates all the pressure, gives you field position. And now the Celtic Crusaders are in a great position here to be able to march down the field, roll the ball down and hopefully put a kick in and build some pressure.
Almost escaped the clutches there of Jordan James. The ball, he almost lost possession again. This is Matty Smith. It's Peter Lupton now trying to get into that Catalan Dragons half of the field, and Jason Croker effects the tackle. Smith again, short pass this time, and a weaving run releases Steve Tyrer, and Tyrer can't allow him to get any room on this near side. Blackwood, Smith, drifts a kick in. Clint Greenshields is there, and Greenshields brings it back safely. There is Peter Lupton to effect the tackle, and Bell taking this one up now.
And such an important area is Matty Smith's kicking game for this Celtic Crusaders. They've got a couple of options in their team. Lincoln Withers can certainly kick out a dummy half. We don't know a lot about Lloyd White. He's a player at standoff we haven't seen a lot of. I think he may have played one game this year against St Helens, Ben, but certainly Matty Smith has been a prolific player. He's been not quite an ever-present for the Celtic Crusaders, but his kicking game will be very, very influential in tonight's game against the Catalan Dragons, and it looks like now we might have a loose ball there. Another advantage to Celtic.
Well, Celtic Crusaders have the possession, but they also have a massive injury crisis going into this game. The likes of Dalcourt, Josh Hannay, Damien Quinn, Jace Van Dijk all ruled out. But of course, Marshall Chalk.
And all first-string players too. All what we call first-string players, very experienced players. That puts you under a lot of pressure, but you know what? Gives an opportunity to someone else. A window opens.
And it's certainly done that for Lloyd White. He started this Catalan attack, and Jordan James continues now. Withers just drops the ball off. It was O'Hara who offloaded for Lupton. Smith has it back. And through the hands once more of Lloyd White. Smith. Good ball. That was David Tangata Toa.
Move! Go!
And Smith puts a kick in. Testing Greenshields, it's bounced horribly for the fullback, and Greenshields just about gets there.
Not forward.
Knocks the ball behind, but I think it came forward first off the Celtic man.
Yeah, I spoke about Matty Smith's kicking game. A nice little dribble in there, well positioned. Unfortunately, Lincoln Withers just couldn't quite get to the ball, and Clint Greenshields was there to save the day, and now Catalans were able to roll the ball down the field. But a very impressive start by the Celtic Crusaders. They're certainly one side that will throw the ball around, but then it happens so often. Such a frustrating part in this game is you're seemingly on top, momentum can change so quickly, give a penalty away, which means you've now given a lot of metres away.
The Celtic Crusaders just too long in the tackle there, and so Thomas Boss can dump the ball into touch over on that far side. Casey Maguire taps the ball. Guisset, the captain, or former captain I should say, Greg Bird, has taken the ball from him and the captain's seat. Casey Maguire, short pass this time. That's Fakir. Maguire. Thomas Bosk running at them again, finds Bird, and Bird still got the ball, manages to offload brilliantly to Greenshields, and that's how close the Catalan Dragons are. Untidy play the ball. It was Carlo who picked it up. This is Bosk, and now Fakir. First real test of this Catalan Dragons line. 6 minutes gone. Maguire, Bosk. Croker was short, tried to find Steve Bell on that right-hand side. Withers finds Bryant. James has lost it this time, and now Croker has it for Catalan Dragons in broken play.
Here we are, guys.
It's a real gilt-edged opportunity for the Crusaders then. They've surrendered the initiative. O'Hara with a good tackle alongside Bryant, two of the real workhorses in this Celtic Crusaders side on Fakir that time. This is Riles, punishing run from him. James downstairs, Withers up top. Bosk, Gossard. Gossard almost to that 30-metre line, 3 tackles gone. Bell, that was Bosk, this is Bird. A little deeper is Greenshields, and Bale finds Pello, and Pello is quick. Pello strolls in the corner. The first try is a Catalan Dragons try, scored by Dimitri Pello. It's his 13th of the season. Well, he scored twice in the last game here against Harlequins, and now it's first blood to Pello and the Dragons.
And the ball goes through the hands. Bosk to Bird, onto Greenshields, out to Jean-Philippe Bale. It's just through the hands there. It's not great defending by the Celtic Crusaders, and Dimitri Pello went in really unchallenged. You can see here, I think Luke Dyer loses his footing there, and Dimitri Pello, has he left some shaving cream on his chin there and forgot to shave? He's I don't know what he's doing. Is it an early Christmas or something there? I don't know what's going on, but clearly he's got some sort of cut or something that had to be padded over and protected. But that's the sort of thing that this Catalan Dragons side can do. They just roll down the field, got a bit of field position, then they thought, we'll have a little lateral play, see what we can come up with, and we've seen them score many tries like that this year.
Thomas Bosk. 79 goals in 2009 already. This is a very tough angle for him. Bosk weighing up the angle that he has. Drifts the ball in. It's almost through the post, but just wide of that far upright, and so Catalan Dragons lead by 4 points to 0. Bird played the ball. This is Riles now.
Move back.
Bryant upstairs.
Go.
Now Bosk. Deeper is Bird. Smuggles the ball away brilliantly to Gossard. That short offload, a real speciality of Greg Bird's. This is Maguire.
4. Move line.
Guisset tackled 10 metres short. Bosk. Now Greenshields. Greenshields fence to pass to Bale.
Move. Go.
Took the tackle himself. This is Bale now. And Bosk with a kick, and Bosk could follow it up here. So dangerous in possession, Thomas Bosk. We saw last week he scored a phenomenal try where he collected the ball a couple of times from his own kicks through. Almost as devastating there, but it's Celtic Crusaders who have to drop out.
Another great example of a side that are they're absolutely lethal when they get inside the opposition's 30-metre zone. They've got so many options. Quick play the balls, plenty of guys that can link, and then even something like Thomas Bosk, little kick through, and they get a repeat set.
Foot.
Reaches Steve Bell.
1. Move back. Ben. Go.
Croker. Now Gossard. New 2-year deal signed this week, Cyril Gossard.
Stand. Go. 2.
This
3. Move.
Catalan Dragons
Go.
in the shape of Fakir. And Maguire. Maguire scores for Catalan Dragons. Well, he caught the Celtic Crusaders defence napping there from just a couple of metres out, and Casey Maguire poaches his 4th try of the season. See the build-up here. Marker's just too slow to react, and Maguire is in under the posts.
When you don't control tackles very well, the ball's often very quick. Casey Maguire's up, has a look, has options just outside, short ball. It creates some confusion and a bit of nervousness amongst the defenders. Here we go again. Just looks outside. Players have to hold off a little bit. Is he going to pass? Isn't he going to pass? No, he's going to go straight through. Could have dealt with that a little bit better. I think that this is one of the things that's hard to handle for the Catalan Dragons. They roll on very, very well. They find the floor fairly easily, and they play the ball fairly quick. That makes you a very difficult side to stop indeed.
Easier kick this time for Thomas Bosk. Unsuccessful with the first attempt. This one slotted effortlessly between the posts, and so Catalan Dragons already ahead by 10 points to 0.
Go.
Smith finds Tangata Toa. Held up
5. Leave
by
it.
Remy Casti there.
Go.
And then Smith drifts a banana kick in, or attempted banana kick. Again, Greenshields alive to the danger. It's a good chase though by Marshall Chalk. Withers in there as well.
Go.
And now it's Celtic Crusaders who can hunt the error.
2. Move it.
2 tackles gone as Pello plays the ball. That's Riles.
3.
I'd be belting the ball down the field now. A 40-20 here. I'd be getting rid of it, getting it down the other end. But they've decided to shift it.
Great shift as well from Jason Croker. This is Steve Bell, and Bell trying to go on the outside. Bell cutting through, he's still going, tried to get the ball away. What an important contribution that was to prevent that offload from Steve Tyra. And now Celtic Crusaders come up with it from a situation that looked inevitable that Catalan Dragons would score.
Well, again, I called the 40-20, bad call. Jason Croker offloads to Stephen Bell. He shows a clean set of heels. He should have passed inside, really, but he's beaten Mark Lennon, and then that's a terrific tackle. But I don't really think Luke Dyer's onside there, but he allows him. I think he just jumps the line.
Bale. Faced by Tangata Toa. Flower with a good solid tackle around the legs as well, and Withers upstairs. Good work from Flower there on Casti. And it's Carlo now.
Move! Go!
Over halfway, Catalan Dragons in the shape of Sebastian Martins, and Bosk has support on his inside from Green Shields, and the Dragons will not be stopped this time. No heroics from Steve Tyrer on that occasion, and Clint Green Shields with his 11th try of the season, warmly appreciated by this crowd in Perpignan. The Dragons' leading try scorer last year with 18 tries in 30 matches, already well on the way with 11 in 2009.
Well, they can play around you or they can go through you. That's the wonderful thing about this Catalans team. And in this particular occasion, they built their setup by just going down the middle of the ruck, getting to the middle unit, taking on that middle four defenders, trying to create a fatigue factor. And it was a wonderful offload to Thomas Bosk, who was able to give Clint Greenshields an easy and open run. And he doesn't need a second invitation, Clint Greenshields. He scores tries for fun. Just watch here again. Wonderful offload from Sebastian Martins onto Thomas Bosk, who's always in support. And as I said, Clint Greenshields, you don't have to ask him a second time if he'd like to score a try. He certainly likes the habit. He likes getting over this try line, and we've opened them up probably once or twice too many for me this half, Ben, and that with still 10 minutes to go. I know they've got a strong bruise at their back, but it looks rather ominous, doesn't it, for the Celtic Crusaders?
Bosk surely will add another 2 points here. Identical kick to his first success of this game, and so Catalan Dragons go out to a 16-0 lead now. Here is Muniz, another substitute tonight.
And again, just watch how these Catalan players land. They hit the floor, bang, down, through. Well, he's looking to offload there, but again, on all fours, can play the ball quick. That's the danger. They're playing the ball far too quick.
Carlo for Bentley, now Muniz. Tangata Toa with another important tackle. Bentley again, Bosk, now Bird. Green Shields, great work from Croker. Bell has space on this near side. He's elected to kick, and that's great work initially to snaffle the ball from Lennon, but he can't get out of his in-goal area, and so Catalan Dragons earn themselves a repeat set.
Well, Stephen Bell there, probably no option. I don't think he was going to score. He knew he had too many defenders in front of him, so we'll just dribble the ball into the end goal and we'll try for a repeat set, and that was success in that.
That repeat set coming up, because here is Matty Smith's restart. See how far it does go. Lands on the 30-metre line. Returned with interest by Martins. Now it's Muniz for Carlo. What an important tackle that was from Jason Chan. Bentley. Bird skips past one. He's reached out and he's touched down. Greg Bird, a magician with the ball in his hands, and Greg Bird has the upper body strength to get through the tackle and score his 5th try of the season under the posts. And Catalan Dragons put themselves in the driving seat as we begin to approach half-time.
Well, I'll put this try down to two things: the repeat set and the speed of the play of the ball. Greg Bird, never going to be stopped from there, just surged through the line, reached his hand out. Very, very well taken try, but the damage has been done, again, by the repeat set. Celtic Crusaders not able to have a break. The play the balls from the Catalan Dragons are far too quick, and Greg Bird there was able to go to the line rather than the defensive line come to him, and as you can see, push through, get out of my way. We're just going to reach out and put that ball over the try line, and a well-worked try. Again, probably the second try they've scored now in the first half from a repeat set, and that's what we see a lot in this game. You get a repeat set, the fatigue factor takes over, it's very hard to defend it.
Bosk to give Catalan a 20-point lead.
Hold, go.
Now Withers, Tangata Toa, Smith again. That was Lennon. This is Tyra. Tyra has support from Blackwood. Forward pass. The temptation from Tyra to just get the ball away to his winger. Too much, couldn't resist, and so Blackwood.
Well, they had the numbers on them here. The ball goes through. There's a decoy coming through, and Tangata throws a lovely ball. Another decoy. Steve Tyrer onto Anthony Blackwood, and it's been ruled forward that by Richard Silverwood. But had it not have been, I suspect that Anthony Blackwood would have had a great opportunity to put the ball down in the corner. And that was one of those chances we were talking about just before half-time. And with 3 minutes on the clock, they may get another opportunity. But we'll just have to see what Catalans do with this set. I'd imagine they'd be very safety first, try to roll down the field. Oh, well, there we go. As I've said that, they've lost the ball in collision. And here's another opportunity for the Celtic Crusaders.
Remy Casti it was. And so Celtic have another chance to attack this Crusaders line in the closing minutes of this first half. Yet to score.
Out.
Matty Smith. That was White. Now Chalk.
One. Move.
White who wait.
Put your hand on the ball.
Greg Bird with his hand on the ball, not allowing that play the ball to be taken. So another penalty goes Celtic Crusaders' way, and no time to waste as O'Hara moves forward.
Well, they've had chances, haven't they? They've got plenty of opportunity here to score. You'd like to think they could convert this field position into points.
Smith with a great ball. It's Lupton. And Lupton just a metre short. Camp round that play the ball area, but Tangata Toa is strong and he's trying to muscle his way over there, but dragged back well by that Catalan defence, led by Croker. Withers. The ball goes to the left-hand side again, and this time a knock-on from Mark Lennon, and another gilt-edged opportunity for Celtic Crusaders comes to nothing.
Well, there's been opportunity after opportunity. They've had penalty, they've had turnovers, and they just haven't quite been able to mount that sort of pressure and grab these opportunities when they've been presented, and that's probably reflective on the scoreline. 22 points to nil with just over a minute to play. I don't want to say it too soon, because the last two times I've mentioned what the Catalan Dragons should be doing. They've turned the ball over on tackle too. But they should be able to get through to half-time now without conceding any points, and they'll be delighted with that. But the Celtic Crusaders have certainly had their chances, and they'll talk about that at half-time and talk about what they need to do with this very, very strong breeze behind them.
Is there another sting in the tail as far as Catalan Dragons are concerned, though? Strong run from Jean-Philippe Bale's got them in a good position here. This is Remy Casti now. Bentley. Bosk back on the inside, great ball and vigilant defence there on Clint Greenshields from Lupton. Important contribution, but he's spoilt that somewhat because he's given the home side a penalty. Too long in the tackle. Lupton may be aware that some of his teammates are a bit slow getting back, and Bird will just use the breeze to turn the screw, twist the tourniquet. It's the time for Catalan Dragons, though, to go over again.
Well, they've got one play.
Muniz. There's chance for one more. Bentley sniffing the opportunity close to the line, and as the hooter sounds, Kane Bentley goes over for Catalan Dragons. 26-0 now with the kick to come. At 22-0 it looked a difficult task for Celtic Crusaders, but as they attacked at one end, it's eventually Catalan Dragons in the shape of Kane Bentley, their substitute hooker, gets his third try of the season and makes that task more difficult for the Crusaders in the second half.
Well, when Gregory Muniz was tackled, I thought the half-time siren would go, and as Kane Bentley puts the ball down, it does. So Celtic Crusaders had to defend for one more play, just one play. Such a cruel game sometimes, but the Celtic Crusaders have only got themselves to blame for putting themselves in this position by giving a penalty away on about the halfway line. Kane Bentley out from dummy half, showed the ball, probably could have been defended better. We always say that when a try is scored, though. Look at it one more time. Gregory Muniz takes the ball in. There's plenty of time on that tackle. Jason Chan, though, can't get up, and that makes it easy for Kane Bentley to go from dummy half because he's lined in the ruck, and that takes one of the defensive players out from around that area, and there was too much space. And at 26-0 with a kick to come, it's been really just a total dominance by the Catalan Dragons in the first half. As I said, the Celtic Crusaders have had some opportunities, but haven't grabbed them when they present themselves, and that always tells a tale on the scoreboard.
Thomas Bosk to give Catalan Dragons a 28-0 half-time lead. It's from wide of the posts, but I'm sure that Kevin Walter will be happy with that first half performance. What can Celtic Crusaders do with the wind at their backs in the second period? At half-time, it's Catalan Dragons 26, Celtic Crusaders 0.